Guys, the TWAB just released. I was actually in bed reading this and I was really tired, and as I got further and further into the TWAB, I slowly woke up and now I'm on my computer 30 minutes later and just super confused at what I just read, and I kind of want to share the really important stuff with you guys. I'm not going to go over the PvE stuff because I genuinely don't care, but they're going to buff glaives and stuff for those who are interested. But there was a lot of stuff with Icarus and in-air accuracy and stuff like different exotics, SMGs getting nerfed. Stompy is definitely getting shit on a little bit here, which is kind of crazy, but it's not what you think, don't worry. And also stuff like Flinch getting buffed, which is really nice. You'll be able to counter bullets coming straight at your head, which is really awesome. And just a bunch of stuff. So I want to go over Flinch first, since it's at the very top. I'm going to summarize a lot of this stuff. So the main things that are going to have less flinch are auto rifles, submachine guns, and bows. The second tier is going to be pulse rifles, scout rifles, sidearms, machine guns. The third tier, hand cannons and trace rifles. And the very last tier is going to be fusion rifles and shotguns, snipers, all the special weapons, heavy weapons. Those are not going to get the most insane flinch increase or decrease, whatever you want to say, but it's still there and it's going to be really nice. And on top of that, having stability is actually going to decrease the flinch you receive as well. So if you have a stability masterwork on, let's say, a shotgun or a hand cannon, which isn't the best or ideal, now you will get less flinch, which is actually pretty awesome. Resilience will actually give you less flinch as well, which kind of sucks for me because I only have like 20 resilience, but if you play Titan and you already have 100 resilience, that's 10% less flinch you're going to be receiving, which is really good. Like I was talking about for Airborne gunplay and Icarus in general, they've done a lot. They added a brand new stat to each weapon called Airborne stat. The higher the Airborne stat is, the more accuracy you have. Starting from 0 to 30, a character will have a smaller accuracy penalty than retail, but will have a significantly lower aim assist. If you have 31 to 50 Airborne stat, a character will have around the same in-air accuracy as Icarus, but with noticeably lower aim assist. If you have 51 to 70 Airborne stat, a character will have better accuracy than retail weapons with Icarus, with fewer misses due to randomness, but with reduced aim assist. And with 71 to 99, a character will have no airborne accuracy penalty, and with 100, you'll have the same thing, but with increased aim assist as well. So if you have 71 to 100, you're going to be 100% accurate in the air with primary weapons, not with special weapons. Exotic weapons will also have in-air accuracy stat as well, but you can't really tune it because it's not like you can add perks and stuff to it. Although I could be wrong on that. You might be able to add stuff on your armor pieces to increase it, but we'll have to wait and see. So the stat influences several aspects of airborne gunplay. For example, aim assist cones, accuracy cone penalty. I'm not going to read every single thing. You guys can read it on screen now, but it changes a lot of stuff for having more airborne stat. Just think about it like this. The more airborne stat you have, the easier headshots will seem, and the easier just hitting shots in general will feel like. Let's say you use a regular shotgun, the less airborne stat you have, the more shotgun spread you will have, which is kind of shitty, but understandable. The airborne effectiveness stat comes from three sources: the actual weapon itself, the subclass, and the armor pieces you're using. All airborne stats will range from 0 to 10 and 0 to 30 depending on how strong the weapon already is. Having Icarus will increase your airborne stat by 15, meaning if it's already 15 and you add the Icarus stat, it goes up to 30, which is pretty nice. It seems like they're going to be reintroducing air assault as well, which is going to be pretty cool. And there are some stats they kind of want to show you guys for all the weapon archetypes. So hand cannons will range from 0 to 25, sidearms 0 to 30, auto rifles 0 to 25, pulse rifles 0 to 25, scout rifle 0 to 20, submachine gun 0 to 30, bows 0 to 20, and here you have special weapons. So sniper rifles 0 to 5, shotgun 0 to 5, same thing, fusion rifles 0 to 10, breach grenade launchers 0 to 5, trace rifles 0 to 15, rocket launchers 0 to 10, machine gun 0 to 20, linear fusion rifles 0 to 15, and the rest I don't really care about, but you got glaives and drum grenade launchers. So they just kind of give you an idea on what to expect, and I'm surprised hand cannons are so high. They give you an example on some exotic weapons on what type of in-air accuracy they'll have. Something like Ace of Spades is going to have pretty crappy standard in-air accuracy, especially Chaperone sitting at 1, and the reason for it is because they're just way too strong already. They don't need super super high in-air accuracy, but you could get it if you really wanted it. You just have to really dive into it and throw everything into its Airborne stat. Here's some examples of subclasses helping your in-air accuracy. Heat Rises giving you plus 70, the Tempered Metal ability give you plus 20, and the Whisper of Hedron Stasis Fragment giving you plus 20 after you freeze a target, which is cool, I guess. And this is where they kind of shit on Stompies, man. So this is kind of what woke me up. I'm like, dude, there's no way. So they ended up showing you guys certain exotics you can use to increase your in-air accuracy, and some of them decreasing. Actually, Stompies is the only exotic that decreases your in-air accuracy. So Foe Tracer gives you plus 20, Mechaneer Trick Sleeves gives you plus 50 to sidearms, Oathkeepers gives you plus 40 to bows, Sealed Ahamkara Grasp gives you plus 50 to everything. Lucky Pants gives you plus 20 to hand cannons after readying a hand cannon, so not the whole time, you have to swap back to it. And Stompies minus 50 for anything you use. 50! Oh my god, like, dude, I'm so confused as to why they hit it so hard. Minus 20 would have been okay, minus 30. I mean, minus 30 still would have been crazy, but god damn, dude. If you shoot in the air and you have Stompies on, good luck. You're not hitting anything. Holy crap, bro. No backup plans, plus 30 to shotguns. War Rig, plus 30 to auto rifles. Some of these weird exotics not a lot of people use. Hollow Fire Heart, plus 20 to everything. Lion Rampants, plus 50 hip fire only, which is pretty nice. Peacekeepers, plus 40 to SMGs. Peregrine Greaves, plus 20 to all. Eye of Another World, 15 to all. Astrocyte Verse, 30 to all. Ophidian Aspect, 10 to all. Necrotic Grips, 30 to Weapons of Sorrow. Wings of Sacred Dawn, 50 to everything. Boots of the Assembler, 30 to Illumina. That's pretty cool. And Redacted, plus 30 to fusion rifles and linear fusion rifles. So that's a lot of stuff kind of to take in, but if you use any of the exotics, you should be happy. I know a lot of us use Stompies, including myself. I'm pretty disappointed, pretty sad. And they kind of show you an example. So if you use the submachine gun with Icarus Grip, Stompies, and Tempered Metal active, which you're probably not going to have Tempered Metal active, so if you just ignore the 20 over here, you have 0 airborne effectiveness. Legit 0. If you don't use any, like most of the guns you use with Stompies are going to have no in-air accuracy whatsoever, which is pretty depressing, but it's a crazy nerf. They said they were going to nerf special weapons, and boy, did they really nerf them. Pretty crazy to see here, but here we go. So first of all, they reduced the damage boost of Empowering Rifts, High Energy Fire, and Inertia Override from 20% to 15%, meaning you won't be able to one-shot as many Guardians with certain weapons now, meaning like heavy-hitting snipers probably won't, Arbalists probably won't, and stuff like that. In addition to that, they're actually reducing special ammo, and they're disabling ammo scavengers in PvP. Holy shit. I saw this coming, but I didn't think it was going to come in so soon. So you'll only be able to pick up 1 bullet for shotguns, sniper rifles, fusion rifles, grenade launchers, only 1 bullet. Is that a good thing? Probably. Kind of sucks though. Every single special weapon in the game, like I told you guys, had their in-air accuracy significantly pooped on, meaning if you're in the air, you're probably not going to hit anyone. They're actually increasing the ADS speed, aim down sight speed, by 10% for every single sniper rifle in the game, making it feel snappier, which is very nice. Sniper rifles have less access to ammo than shotguns and fusions, so they think the ammo scarcity will prevent snipers from being super popular, which is understandable, because if you only get 1 sniper bullet, it's not going to be that crazy. They nerfed shotguns yet again. Pretty crazy. Am I surprised? Not at all. They reduced the damage fall-off start and end by 1 meter. They reduced aim assist and magnetism fall-off start and end by 2 meters. Fusion rifles got another range decrease as well, and also fusion rifles got a change to charge time. So something like the precision frame fusion rifles and the rapid fire frame fusion rifles are different now. They actually take a longer time to charge. So precision frames went from 740 to 780, and the rapid fire frames went from 460 to 500. You guys can see here, I'm highlighting on screen. It's a pretty substantial change, and I'm pretty excited to see how much worse they are. Something like the adaptive frames didn't get changed, but the high impact frames got buffed a little bit from 1000 charge time to 960 charge time. and a slight increase in damage too, which might be pretty good. They increased auto rifle range and pulse rifle range. I didn't think pulse rifles needed a buff besides the lightweights, which they actually did buff the lightweights, but they ended up increasing every single pulse rifle range, and they increased the lightweight pulse rifle damage as well, from 15 damage to 16 damage for every single lightweight pulse rifle, which is going to be pretty cool, and from 24.75 to 26.4 for precision headshots, which is nice. And this is what I was talking about in my other video when I was talking about submachine guns getting a zoom nerf. Here it is, guys. I told you it was happening, and they're really nerfing it. Shayura's Wrath is still going to be the best submachine gun in the game, but something like Multimach, 17 to 15 zoom, and yeah, that's pretty wild, man. Pretty freaking wild. And I think maybe it might go to 14. I don't really understand this part here. Maybe it's talking about Model 6. Either way, though, it's not going to be the craziest SMG in the game anymore. If anything, Shayura's is going to stay on top. I expected a larger nerf for Shayura's, but 17 to 16 is actually not that crazy. And they're buffing some other SMGs as well. Something like Huckleberry is going from 13 to 15, which doesn't sound like that much, but it actually is a decent amount. They might bring back adaptive submachine guns as they're changing their body shot time to kill. They increased the precision multiplier though, so it's going to be doing 11.25 damage to the body instead of 12, and it's going from a 1.35 to 1.44 headshot multiplier. Heavy weapons are getting changed as well, but for the sake of this video being super long already and me being a PvP player, I'm not really going to go over it. Some exotics that are getting buffed, the Fighting Lion's going to be slightly better. They're increasing the blast radius and the damage done, which I guess is okay. Fighting Lion isn't really that crazy anyways. Something like Huckleberry we went over is getting buffed from 13 to 15, which is awesome. Lomonarch's getting nerfed in PvP. Reduced poison tick damage versus players by 25%. They changed the poison damage type from burn to poison. I'm not really too sure what that means, but there you guys go as well. And increased poison tick damage versus AI by 50%. So they're buffing this in PvE, which is pretty cool. Lorenz Driver is going to be nerfed as well. You can no longer body shot with empowering rifts, and it's reduced by 20% to the body. So you will be doing substantially less damage to the body, which is awesome. Body shot damage reverts back to old when you have the weapon damage mode, so the exotic perk on it, and precision damage in any mode is unchanged. Skylight Oath is getting buffed, which is weird to say. No one really cares about this gun, but increases the ADS projectile speed to 9999. This is now a hit scan, which I already thought it was, but I guess not. Both ADS and hipfire are now 150 RPM. Hipfire projectiles no longer track, but arcs similar to grenade launchers and has a larger detonation size than ADS. The hipfire detonation also applies to burn to targets. The bonus range from the masterwork has been rolled into the base stats of the weapon. The masterwork now grants bonus reload instead. It has the highest airborne effectiveness stat on any weapon in the game at 35, which is, I guess, nice. Last word's getting buffed on mouse and keyboard. It's going from 33% recoil penalty to 22%, which should be okay. I'll test that out in another video. Arbalist is getting nerfed in PvE. Graviton Lance is getting a tiny buff. The Catalyst is getting changed from Hidden Hand to Vorpal Weapons and Turnabout. No one really cares though, it still sucks. They're buffing the Cold Heart a little bit, which is cool. The Prometheus Lens, I think, is also getting a slight buff. The Wave Splitter, they're just buffing all the trace rifles since no one uses them. For example, the Wave Splitter can actually suppress targets now after picking an orb up, which is funny. They actually nerfed Lord of Wolves. Thank fucking God. They reduced the damage fall off start and end by 25%. Get shit on, Lord of Wolves. They talk about opening shot on shotguns here. They removed the damage fall off scaler. They increased the range stat bonus from 20 to 25. Other stats from this perk are unchanged, which is really cool as well. They're nerfing full choke a very tiny bit, but I would not worry about it. It's barely anything. Smoothbore has always felt like an awkward magazine perk, which I agree with, and they're actually buffing it. They're reducing the spread angle from 1.1 to 1.075. I really don't think it's going to be that crazy though. I would not use it still. They're nerfing Desperado quite heavily here. They're decreasing the fire rate. They're also reducing the amount of time you have it from 7 seconds to 6 seconds, and they're gonna buff it in PvE at least, which is nice. Like I said about Air Assault earlier, Air Assault's getting buffed and now will give you 60 airborne effectiveness stat when wounded, so it isn't the whole entire time, which kind of sucks, but I think it will give you around like 10 to 20 when you're not wounded, I would assume. If it does absolutely nothing when you're not wounded, this perk is gonna be kind of poop, but either way, it'll be nice to use if you use Stompies, because it's the only thing that grants this much airborne effectiveness stat. They buffed Mulligan, no one cares. Compulsive reload reloader is going to be buffed as well. No one really cares. Adagio is reducing the damage bonus on shotguns from 30% to 20%, which is understandable. And Icarus Grip now only gives you plus 15 airborne stat. That's the only thing it does. And Adept Icarus will give you plus 15 and just 5 handling on the side, which is kind of stupid. I just wish it gave you like plus 20. Some other stuff they talk about as well. They're going to be increasing the Axion cooldown from 191 seconds to 152 seconds. Thank God. The Renewal Grasps are also getting nerfed. It's going from a 62-second cooldown to 152 seconds when using it with the Duskfield nades, which is really, really nice. And the outgoing damage penalty applied to player victims in the Renewal Grasp Duskfield grenade reduced from 50% to 20%, which is awesome. And that's about it, guys. This was a long-ass read. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you're surprised as I am, I would not worry about it. I'm very, very confused at what I just read, some of the stuff, the in-air accuracy shit, and I'm pretty disappointed that Stompy's got pooped on so hard. I don't think they're gonna relook at it though. I think that's just set in stone. So rest in peace for us Hunter mains, man. If you watch till the end, it does kind of suck, but let's wait and see what happens. I hope you guys enjoyed, and like always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.